Just
7 o'clock. Call the meeting of the Argos Town Council to order. Roll call.
Eric Jones,
Erica Parton.
Ed Barkus.
Sean Harlan, Robert Myers.
Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Minutes from the 11/19/2025 meeting.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the November 19th, 2025 meeting. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Citizens input.
No.
Old business, attorney report.
Guys, only one thing to talk to you guys about. There's a new annexation coming our way. I talked to Mark about this, like they've expressed an interest. It's a property on Kenilworth Road. And once they file their petition, which I prepared for them to sign, it kind of sets in time of, we got 30 days basically to be able to have a public hearing. So my thought was, once that petition is signed, and I told Mark to tell them to hold off, I got the fiscal plan prepared, but we're gonna need to have a public hearing, and let me make sure I say the correct date. We'll be doing that public hearing on January 14th. It'll be the first meeting we would have in January. So long as we get that petition after December 14th, we're in good shape. Again, they're the ones asking for the annexation. It's one of those 100% property owner things, voluntary. I just want to let you know about it. So, okay with you, we're going to go ahead and set things in motion to go ahead and have that public hearing on the first meeting that we're going to have in January, assuming we're going to go back, and this hasn't been decided, but hopefully we go back to the second, fourth Wednesday.
I would assume so. Don't perceive this.
We only switched back to these $200.
Yep, that's what I thought, but wanted to make sure that you guys were all on board with that. Hasn't hit the fan yet, but it's coming.
Yeah, I don't foresee that changing. We need that in a motion to.
I really just wanted to let you know about it, that it's kind of on the horizon, and
Okay.
we're going to be coming with it. If you guys are okay, then I'll go ahead and set things in motion and have Mark keep going with it.
Any objections? All right, sounds like you're good.
Okay, that's all I have to report.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the attorney report. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Other old business. Ordinance 2025-16 Argos TIF 5 ECR, second and third readings.
Second.
We have a motion and a second is this on the second and third readings? Motion to approve ordinance 2025-16 Argos TIF 5 ECR on the second and third readings.
Guys, I'm gonna make sure that we, actually, the Economic Development Commission did have a meeting this evening, and it was passed. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Then we're good to go.
Oh, this mine says TIF 5.
Project work, finance documents, favorable recommendation from the county.
But it's the ordinance 25-16.
Yes.
Okay.
They passed that in their meetings, that usually they will pass that.
Okay.
We're good to go. This is like the thing that, like, you caught it, Ed. Couldn't pass the same one. 3 reasons before they have their meeting. Now they have a favorable
Yeah, she did
recommendation.
one that, I will send that out, she's gonna be passed. She's gonna be second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Christmas light contest.
Not the same people win.
How, who are we going to get to judge it? Who are we getting to judge?
Normally you get people that don't live in town or are not familiar with the town, maybe if they only bring them here or whatever. But normally it's been like, it's a crystal, you know, like, that mostly got like. So, Leslie and I were talking today, you guys have recommendations for different.
Well, my only thing is, and I don't necessarily think, I mean, if you go by the yard sale north of town, Martine's,
That's really nice.
I mean, he's got a ton. I mean, just because you have a ton, I mean, it doesn't mean that it's it's the best. I think
that's why,
yeah, I
that's
think
why it's nice to have outside people.
yes,
come into town.
exactly. So
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think we should. Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve the holiday light contest to be the same as it has been in the past, with the exception that can't be the same winners of the year.
Or 2 years ago.
Or 2 years.
Yeah, it's basically you have to sit out 2 years.
Because there's
Yeah.
one family in particular
Yes.
that wins every year, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
enough.
So we're gonna, no question that, it's the same.
Yeah, that's kind of tough.
The businesses is different because you may only have 3 or 4 businesses that do it.
Right.
So the businesses are different. As in my opinion, I
Yeah.
think the residential is totally
We
different.
have a few hundred houses, we've got a few dozen businesses.
Yeah, I say the restrictions on the residential properties only, and 2-year waiting period if you've been a past winner.
Sounds good.
Second, it will already get-
Yes,
I
it
made the motion.
had been said.
No, I like having outside,
Yep.
playing, somebody outside.
Exactly. Motion and a second to continue the Christmas light contest. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Excuse me. Just had a small mini stroke. Any opposed?
Comes with age.
Motion carries. Exactly. Takes a lot. Any other old business? New business, Resolution 2509, additional appropriation for 2025.
We should advertise the additional appropriation act. And we discussed it about whether additional appropriation. There is workshop. So that is out there.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve Resolution 2025-09. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Ordinance 2519, Handbook Revision 11 of 26.
Yeah, we have to suspend the rules on this.
It's
I'll start
an
with
ordinance.
motion to suspend all the rules and pass on all 3 readings.
You only suspend the rules.
Oh, well, yeah,
Suspend.
well, sorry, yes, 2, yes.
We have a motion and a second to suspend the rules. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Move to pass ordinance 2025-19 handbook revisions 11 of 2026 with the revision we discussed earlier.
So there is a, thinking of it, so it says, conditions that the local states are now states, that's what's in there.
It's a
Also, when I sent that, I don't know if everybody read that, but when I was reading through that, there's and I guess maybe this is the cop in me in reading state statutes. I mean, when it says should, and I mean, we look at it, does that mean that if they don't do it, well, you should have done it, but you're not required to? So we change it to a shall?
Your comment was right on point, and like I did not read the whole thing, but I did find that section, shall, should be the better word.
I'd have to look through it. And I guess it's throughout the whole thing because there's quite a few shoulds in there, and I think that if we're going to stand behind it enough and think it's important enough that we address it, I think it should read shall.
If we're gonna do it right, be done with it.
So replace every should with shall where needed.
That I mean that's the way I I feel.
I do too.
Motion still stands with that revision as well.
Sometimes wording is a bit
Okay, so, yes, exactly.
Yep.
So we're gonna do the shalls instead of shoulds, and then we're gonna take out town manager.
Correct.
Okay. That is the motion. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
I think page 16 is the one that I saw that I made a note about.
Resolution 2025-11, TIF number 5.
Which is
This is the final one.
Yeah.
Heard
This
that before.
will finalize the allocation area. For the sequel of the project. This is like the- can't tell you what's going on. This was the last one we passed, but
most
she said it needs done, so.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve resolution 2025-11. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Coming around for your signatures. Any other new business?
Do we want to discuss that tonight?
I started, just so everybody's aware, I know Bob had talked to you about the fire truck financing. We're working right now between Lisa, Jamie, and Mark and myself. There may be some other options that we're going to research that would not necessarily reflect any cash outlay by the town. Rather, maybe some assistance in the financing aspect of it with interest and things like that. So there's more to come to that on that probably at the next meeting. We'll have something for you then. Or before that meeting, but something probably to vote on before that meeting.
And I have one little thing, I guess.
Sure.
If you don't mind.
No, go right ahead.
I'd like to just kind of bring it to the council's attention that the town's probably sooner than later gonna be looking, we're gonna have to purchase some more land to be building houses on. That process can be somewhat lengthy, and I'm just wondering if the council shouldn't think, I'm not saying we make a decision tonight, but we probably need to make some kind of a discussion, I guess is gonna be the best word about it, how we want to proceed with possibly moving on, starting that process. I know that we have some first rights on some land, but I don't know, this could take some kind of time, and I don't want to wait until we are completely out of building, we lose all our momentum then, and I just don't want to lose the momentum because we wasn't proactive ahead of time to get that ball rolling to possibly get, I mean, I'm not saying buy that whole parcel at once, maybe buy thirds of it at a time or something, or whatever that landowner chooses to want to offer us, I guess. We need to start making some decisions down that road, is all I want to say, sooner than later.
I guess, and I would defer to Derek. I mean, what should we possibly, if we're looking at other land, what should we put into motion now if we want to get to that? I mean,
Well, I've heard a few things. I heard right of first refusal, but only, I was thinking, where do we have that? I think it was
North of town.
yeah, north of town.
I don't know that we could, parcel it out. The parcels are defined right
Yeah.
now. So I think that's the first thing, you kind of need to look at that. But then if there are other areas that you'd be interested in purchase, if first step is to identify those, and that could even be essentially the exact step. Look at that. But I do think identify first what it is you think you potentially be interested in. If it is one of the parcels that we do have an option of purchase, I need to go back and take a look at that, see exactly what those terms are, but I don't know that you're gonna be able to parcel it out. The 20-acre parcel, I don't know if you're gonna be able to get the 10, without the.
I'm assuming our right of first refusal is for the whole thing.
It's gonna be,
Yeah.
isn't it 60?
All that, right? All that right there, it's set.
Yes.
Over the
Yeah,
years, I've
there's
been
a-
a contractor and not.
And Mark's right, there's a big difference, guys, just so that you understand this between an option to purchase and a right of first refusal. An option to purchase means we can exercise that at some point in time. But a right of first refusal means if he ever decides to sell it, and I can't honestly remember what exactly it is we have, but there's a difference between the two, that's for sure. Okay.
That's what I
and-
remember.
And I agree, guys. That's why I'm bringing it up tonight. Is we need to start making some plans and some direction down that road. You know, opening up dialogue with that landowner, possibly if that's what we want to do as a council, to start saying, you know, hey, we're ready, we're interested in purchasing that, and what can we do to work together with you to purchase that property now versus, you know, we're going to run out of land sooner probably than what we want to.
Mark, isn't the land to the east of where, like he used to live, isn't that a separate parcel?
Yeah, so there's 28 acres in there.
Right.
75 back down.
Probably Gene's Duffer.
I think first, you are correct, we need to look at that, but I think first we need to have to really decide where.
Yeah.
Because there's some other, headwinds that we haven't gone anywhere yet, but that, Ron Lee and I met with the development corporation out of California. Single family, but that's coming about. There's just certain things, we've got this lot down at the school, we look at that again. If our single family blew up, we could put single family homes in there for another part. We have options that I think we all need to come together, because in that same point, we talked earlier today is 2 years from now, we're gonna need to spend 800,000. 5 years of planning, we just need to lay that all out so we all know, I think.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I can give you tons and tons of options for what avenue.
I think we just need to find that out. We need to get together. We need to define how we want to approach this, in my opinion. See what our rights are, what directions we can go, you know, who we want to approach to buy land possibly. Or, you know, that was kind of a no-brainer because I know we have certain legal rights to that property at some point, but
Just got that money. Yeah.
exactly. No, we can bond.
Conversations I've had with that.
Right.
What the thought. Hopefully people can put that out.
And I guess my thought would be, and I guess the way I look at it is, I wouldn't necessarily be so concerned about that because we already know that if that comes up, we'll be the first. We get the first. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
My
and
question, if you want to
typically-
build it, we have no idea.
Well, no. It typically, and again, I don't have this in front of me, but typically it goes like this, like if he gets an offer, we have a right to basically match the offer. But I mean, just to give you a dumb example, let's just sell for 70 million, we've got a buyer.
well, we're going to return down
we
anyways.
say,
Yeah.
thank you, but no thanks.
Yeah, it's 0.8's my final on my contract.
There you go.
But that's what I'm saying. I guess that one, I think we pretty much know that we would be in the game to be able to refuse or accept.
Yeah, because
We
There-
because
we have a
notified-
contract.
We have to be notified. of
Yes.
existing-
Yeah,
Yes.
We're really serious. I mean, I've talked to them, yeah, but we've never, hey.
Yeah.
you are right,
But-
we're looking at it.
And I think
And that's
before,
what I'm saying. We need to just get a more defined.
and yes, as a council, I think we all need to get on the same page and decide, is that where we want to go right now? Or do we want to, I mean, for residential, or do we want to focus more on commercial now? I mean, I guess, and where do we go from there? I guess, what are our priorities and what do we want to see or where do we want to go from here?
I hate to give up on residential in lieu of business when we don't have any business necessarily planned right now. We have residential going on there. When you lose momentum and you have a gap in there, it's hard to bring your developers back and stuff, to get them going.
This
We
town's-
have people there working and building houses now, and they're selling fast. And that's what I'm concerned. We're gonna run out, and we're gonna lose not only our developers, but we're gonna lose
That's a
potential
valid concern.
buyers, which is what we need is buyers of any sort in this town. And yeah, great. I'd love to have businesses too, Ed. I totally appreciate that comment, but businesses tend to come with a lot of strings attached and other things, which is okay, but they just take a lot of time too. Residential's a lot easier to deal with as far as moving stuff down the road.
But the other
And-
thing we got to look at too is if we say, for instance, that and because we had that in the conversation in a meeting we had today is getting the infrastructure there. I mean, what do we got to do to get water, sewer, and electric to that? I mean, rather than
Mostly all the utilities are. So you can leave that out here. Industrial wise, here. What's coming in, so that's industrial wise, is just gonna remain the minor. Residential,
Takes more planning.
but in most of that residential, we're talking north, though, we got to take into consideration too. You've got either NIPSCO and or REMC for the electric. Or
of the 28 acres, maybe about 6 of that are. The rest of that portion, that minor, or that area there is ours. But it's after that that they're all new ours.
And the other thing,
But in that 28 acres, I think that just me land.
I just we need to get together.
We do,
council.
we do,
We need
yes.
this. I'm just like to see us get started putting that plan together because when we run out, we're gonna need to have someplace to go.
And we need to.
If we want to keep growing as a town, we're gonna need someplace to go.
And I think Sean's right. We don't need to stop. We need to just go, okay, these houses are done. Now let's bounce up here. It's, if we get that gap, we may never get it again.
and another thing everybody needs to remember is can our sewer and water handle? And our
Yep.
sewer plant needs some big time work done to it, and that's gonna take a lot of money. I know Jamie has slowly been looking into things, grants and stuff, but that has to happen. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. They've been putting it off for years, so
Well,
we've also got to get that in motion.
Well, if we have to do major upgrades out there, my opinion of that is that those are going to come regardless of whether we build or not. But
Right.
if we do, when we do that, that's a good point, Erica. Is we need to plan on expanding that somewhat for
Yes.
some more volume
Right.
to be used out there. Water's probably not as big a deal. You just run a main, but sewer, you're right. You got to have capacity.
Yeah.
And
Right now, sewer wise, residential, some of these companies that want to come in for the water use and sewer use, you have to say no.
Well,
That's probably what we're planning on doing with that. But residential wise, I know out there we're talking.
Well, and the other side to
we
that.
already got 5.
The other side to that too is we have to remember, Jamie's discussed our wells and the age of those wells. So we do need to make sure we're cognizant of that. In fact, we need to
And
put-
water tower capacity and things like that. I mean, so, I mean, growth is great, but with it comes a lot of pains, as we all know.
Yep.
So, I mean,
But if we grow fucking right, we said, hey, that's right now.
We need to be proactive and not reactive.
I agree, Derek. I agree.
Well, that's
totally.
another subject altogether, Derek.
You got your check, we did a lot of stuff.
Okay. No, good
That's where
points.
I'm going with that.
Yep, very good points. Any other new business?
Just a heads up, I know we all donated for Thanksgiving meals. We did have 4 families. I don't know if the rest of the people had already gone to the food pantry or not, but that's all the school could come up with. And they were all very thankful. And
Thank you for spearheading.
As a little follow-up too, on the other part of the donation to piggyback on what the town did for the food pantry, the ACDC donated $1,000 for the food pantry for any of the other
Okay.
non-essentials that weren't covered in the meat, things that we basically we wrote them a check for $1,000 and said, here, you guys buy what you need, and they were very appreciative of that.
I don't remember if I had donated you guys, but Ricky got hold of me. They had gotten that ketchup donated, those 2 pallets of ketchup. They took the majority of at least 1 pallet to Bourbon and to the one north of Plymouth. I can't remember the name of it at the moment. It's a food pantry north of town. Bread of Life, thank you. And they brought home in trade, they took some of that ketchup, and in trade they brought home nearly $1,000 valued of peanut butter, cereal, and some other, not snacks, but like those veggie straw things. So they were able to utilize it in another way, where they didn't have to spend the money to do it. But then again, neither did those other food banks to get the ketchup. They would have done it.
It's great.
All good things. Any other new business? Hearing none, moving on to claims, November 20th, 25 to December 2nd, 2025.
Just realize this is a lot of money. Not,
I had to dig into it to see what you did.
750 of that was the appropriations, right?
yeah, I mean,
So we didn't spend.
we really did not spend.
There's some other moving in there
We got
too.
some loans that we did some other stuff.
From housekeeping.
Every time we write a check, you report, we have to see the appropriation. So you're gonna see that again next time when that dollars comes back.
Move to approve.
second,
We have a motion and a second to approve the claims from November 20th, 25 to December 2nd, 2025 in the amount of, what was it?
236.
3,733.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. Anybody opposed? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Unless we knew.